So there is 3 ways that the San Francisco 49ers can keep wide receiver and standout stud Brandon Aiyuk. I came across this article by Jennifer Lee Chan and Matt Miyako talking about the San Francisco 49ers and the 3 possible ways that they can keep Aiyuk. Number 1 is that an agreement can be reached. The 49ers prefer to keep their talented players in the building with high-dollar multi-year extensions. The proof is on the roster with long-term deals signed by Kittle Williams, All-Pro Fred, Debo, and Nick Bosa over the past several years. The 49ers no doubt have made Brandon Aiyuk reasonable offers that reflect his performance over his 4 NFL seasons with the San Francisco 49ers so far. And if sides are close on the guaranteed dollar amount, they might be able to reach a compromise in order to keep everyone involved happy. And that's the main thing. I think just knowing the situation that Brandon Aiyuk is in, at the end of the day, him, his party, and the Niners and their front office, both parties want to be happy at the end of the day, and him remaining a San Francisco 49er, and when the agreement is reached, is the main priority. Also, another possibility for him to be a Niner is he holds out, then reports to week 1. We still have time before week 1, guys. Let me make that clear. We still have time. So plenty of time before week 1. If he refused to report to mandatory mini camps, he could fail to show up at the facility during the training camp next month. The Niners' ability to waive fines levied on a player who was absent from camp, as they did with Bosa. Kind of similar territory to Bosa and how that happened and how that played out. Can't waive fines for absence during minicamp. Like Bosa during his own holdout, Aiyuk was still under contract. And he could seek and decide to skip training camp entirely and wait to report just ahead of week 1. But if the argument is that they still can't agree to long-term extension by the time the NFL season starts, there's no chance Aiyuk sits out. Reporting to start the season would be costly. Aiyuk's salary jumping from over $2.3 million in 2023 to $14.1 million guaranteed in 2024. Yeah, there's a very good chance he does not sit out for week 1. And then, lastly, the Niners play hardball. I mean, let's face it. Make no mistake about it. Contract talks remain in a stalemate. The Niners could hold their ground with Aiyuk. They still have Samuel under contract and recently extended Juan Jennings. So glad Juan Jennings is back and he's under contract. And John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have also drafted a very talented wide receiver and Ricky Pearsall in the first round of this past year's NFL draft. If the Niners relationship becomes cadaverous, the team could refuse to waive the fines incurred for his training camp absence, which would cost them $40,000 for each day missed. A lot of money. A lot of money. I mean, the Niners could also use a franchise tag for Brandon Aiyuk, keeping him with the team through next season. While there's a negative connotation associated with players being tagged, it's not necessarily negative financially as a tag player receives. The average of top 5 salaries in their positions from the previous year. 2025 franchise tag for a wide receiver should be in the neighborhood of $31 million for one season, and a drawback for Aiyuk will be a lack of stability for the future. So, those are the 3 key things that could lead to Aiyuk being a San Francisco 49er for the long run, for the long term, should I say. He's one of the top receivers in the NFL. I mean, he proved that crystal clearly this past season, and I think that it would be a mistake for the Niners for them to trade him or they can't reach an agreement. They have to have Brandon Aiyuk under contract for the foreseeable future. You have your core other players locked up. Let's get this done. I mean, I'm hoping that they get this done before training camp starts, honestly, because you don't want it to be a lingering thing and you don't want it to be a distraction over camp and going into the preseason. I really, really do hope that they get it done, and I think there's a good chance where they should have something done by then. So I want to, make this clear. Brandon Aiyuk is a big part of the 49ers offense. You can argue that he was the best wide receiver for Brock Purdy and the 49ers this past season. Going into the season, he deserves to get his money. We saw the deal with Justin Jefferson and the Vikings and how that worked out. Aiyuk obviously is an elite wide receiver, and he deserves to get paid. So I'm hoping that he gets his money and his contract, so that way he's happy, his camp's happy, and the 49ers will do their justice, and they will be happy as well. And hopefully they can get this resolved as soon as possible. I'll catch you guys in the next video.